Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going fantastic. Thanks for joining me. Today I get to share a project with you for Newton's Nook Designs, and we are using one of the latest release stamp sets. This is the Roses stamp set. I wanted to make a thank you card, and this image is so pretty. It has a trio of roses, a rosebud, one that's partially opened, and then one that's fully opened. So we're going to create a real pretty thank you card. Starting off by doing some stamping. We're going to stamp the large image. There's only one image in the stamp set, and then there's 3 sentiments. Hello, thank you, and then have a beautiful birthday. So super pretty. I'm going to stamp my image 3 times on this panel, and then I'm going to bring in another panel, and we're going to stamp 3 times on that as well. What I'm basically going to do, you can see I'm offsetting one of the florals on this one just so I could fit. I'm just worried about getting the full rose on that panel. I wanted to have 3 full images and then 3 of just the roses. So some of them are overhanging on the edge, and that's okay. I just wanted the full rose in it. So once all my images are stamped, we are going to do some coloring. Now I colored off camera. Sometimes I like to do it off camera because I can really take my time. When I do it on camera, sometimes I feel a little bit rushed. So, but then I thought, you probably want to know the colors that I use, so I'm going to share them with you. I listed them in the top corner here, but for my yellows, I always use a trio of colors. This is Y13, Y15, and Y17 for my yellow. And then I have a corally orangey color. This is in the red family, so I have a R20, R32, and then a RV34 for that corally color rose. And then for my orange rose, I am using some yellow reds, a YR02, YR04, and a YR07. For my greens, we are going to use G40, G43, and G46. And you can see here on my full image, I already cut them out. I fussy cut out these flowers here, but I did use a coordinating die for my main images on top. I fussy cut to the line, and when I do this, I'll take my memento marker and just go around the edges, cleaning them up. Sometimes unless you have like a scan and cut, sometimes it's really hard to get a clean cut, and so going over it with black marker really helps. I'm going to add dimension, and that's why I fussy cut out those main roses. So I added a foam square to each one of my images here, and then just remove the release paper and add my flower to it, and we have some beautiful dimension. Makes it nice and full, just with those main roses. I did color in the rose underneath with my lightest shade of Copic marker. This way when you tilt it, you don't see that white underneath, you see a color. Now we're going to do some die cutting. I'm using the circle frame die set. I'm going to use the small scallop circle and then also a stitch circle. And then I'm using the Frames and Flags largest scalloped background die here. Okay, I die cut it out, and I'm trying to figure out my placement, and I ended up thinking, we're going to make a horizontal card today. I'm just kind of clustering them together, and just like this, I think it looks gorgeous. Add a hello on the bottom and you have an instant beautiful card. But I do want to make a thank you card, so instead of using my circles that I die cut out, we're going to do something else. I just put those back in the package, and I die cut out a fishtail banner from the Banner Trio die set. I'm just kind of arranging them. I already removed the release paper off of the back, so there's a little bit of tackiness, and I'm not pressing down all the way yet because I'm still playing with the placement. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my thank you on my banner here. I'm using cocoa powder ink. It's a dark brown ink. I think browns go really good with this color family. I'm going to tuck my sentiment underneath my yellow rose there. So I trimmed off the left banner portion. And then we're going to flip it over, add foam adhesive behind here, and then add this to our panel here. And I think that looks so pretty. And I have a crooked eye today, so I have to kind of tilt it and kind of adjust it a little bit. Okay, Now, for me, I was thinking it was just missing something. I know I wanted to add some gems to it, but so I ended up stamping 2 more times my floral image and just coloring in the rosebud with the same Copic markers that I showed you earlier. I'm just trimming them out, and I was going to fussy cut it out, but I thought, you know what, the way Newton's Nook Designs die cuts out their images, it saves you. You don't have to fussy cut. You could just die cut it out. So that's what I'm going to do. Line up my rosebud here. The rest of the die is overlapping, but that's okay. And I just, so I basically have the rosebud, and I want a long stem on it, so I'm just trimming off the printed area underneath it. This way I could do a little tucking. But you can see the die cuts out the leaves around the image. It doesn't have that extra white space that some dies have. Okay, I'm going to add foam adhesive and a little bit of tape at the very bottom. And then we're going to do a little tucking. Now the orange one we're going to put up on top. I didn't want kind of spreading out the color there. And then this yellow one, I didn't mind having 2 yellows together because they're both rosebuds. And it just kind of flowed a little bit nicer for me. Just adding 2 little rosebuds kind of filled it in quite a bit. But I'm going to go ahead, add this to a standard A2 size card base, finish it off with a few gems around my florals, and then that finishes off my card for today, guys. Pretty easy card with just one image. I think you could make a beautiful floral wreath on a large square card. I think that would be stunning. But so much you could do with this small little roses stamp set. It'll be linked down below if you guys want to check it out. It's brand new this month, part of the June release. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.